Good morning. So we are going to another national park today called Canyonlands, and we just stopped at this viewpoint on the way to see these two rocks. They're called Merrimack and Monitor. So back in the day during the Civil War, there were these two ships, and they basically both sunk. And some people think that these two kind of look like that, going to war with one another. So this is a big mesa. So you can see mesas. Kind of like a mountain, but they have these really flat sides and they have a flat top. In Spanish, mesa means table. So you can kind of think of it like a table, flat top, flat sides. So now we are in Canyonlands and we've come to this first stop point. So you see that little road down there? You can kind of see it over here too. It's called the Schaefer Road. Looks a little terrifying. It's not really for cars, it's for off-highway vehicles. So these big buggy type things. So we're not gonna go down there, but we're gonna look at it. It's very pretty. Now we're at Mesa Arch. See this black stuff right there? That is the crust. It's kind of like a plant that's also like dirt and sand. And so we need to make sure we don't step on it, just like other plants. So it's important when you go to parks to stick to the path. It's the pinnacle. Some white rim canyons. In the distance, the maze. We came to the White Rim Overlook. You had to hike out a bit. You can see that the rim of the canyon is white because it's a special type of sandstone. Very cool. So we've been driving around on a mesa. Remember, flat top, flat sides. You can kind of see it here. So that's where we've been driving. And then we're on just this little bit that juts out. And there it continues and goes around. And then even further down, there's the canyon that's below the mesa. So this is Whale Rock. Kind of looks like a big whale. You can see head there, little fin, tail. This is not the best angle, but not gonna climb up there. So this is as good as you're getting. Well, first horrendous storm of the trip. Good morning. So it is my last day in Moab, Utah, and I'm going back to both Arches and Canyonlands to see just a couple of things I didn't have time for over the last couple of days. So right now I'm walking to Landscape Arch, which is the biggest arch in Arches National Park. So we'll take a look. So here we are, the Landscape Arch. So you can kind of see those rocks that are right over there. About 30 years ago, a huge chunk of the arch, see where it's really thin over there, fell off. So now you can't go walk under it because they're worried more is gonna fall. You never know what's gonna happen. Isn't that cool? Here's a better view. Look, there's some birds circling around up there. See them? Okay, so I started climbing this, but then it got like rock climbing, not just walking up a rock. So I decided to turn around. So I'm gonna go back down there and back to my car. Okay, I'm setting off on another trail. I'm gonna go see Broken Arch next. So it's just a little bit of a walk and then I'll be there. This is Broken Arch. So you can see in the middle, there's that big crack. So, sort of broken. Oh, and there's people. Okay, I've come to another spot. This is called Park Avenue because a long time ago, people first started coming to this park. They used to think it looked like tall buildings when you walk down the street in New York City. So they called it Park Avenue. So I've come to the last stop at Canyonlands that I'm going to see, Upheaval Dome. So I have to hike up and we'll see what we see. So this is Upheaval Dome. See that like grayish rock down there? That comes from pretty far underneath the ground, but it's here on the surface. They don't think that anything hit the earth and caused this, you know, like a little crater, but they don't know how this got like this. It's almost as if a bubble of dirt like grew and then popped, and this is what's left. Isn't that cool? So I'm just walking all over all these big rocks to get to the second lookout point, which I think is at the top of there. We'll find out. Well, I made it to the second overlook. It's very warm out, so I have my little cooling towel on. And there's the overlook. Well, that's the end of my time in Arches and Canyonland. So now I gotta take this little trail, go all the way back that way, up, over, and down, back into the parking lot. And then I'll be back in my car in the air conditioning.